Hey folks, Will here again with Happily Ever Outdoors. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the K-Bar Tactical Spork. Now the price varies on these depending on where you get it from, but the average price right now seems to be around $10. This product is made in the USA by K-Bar. It's constructed of Grilamid FWA LV-50H polymer. It has a weight of 1.6 ounces, an overall length of 6.88 inches, and a blade length of 2.5 inches. This spork has a two-piece construction. You're just going to pull it apart, and that is going to make the serrated knife available to you. Now this knife is very sturdy. It is also a lot sharper than you would think, given that it is made out of polymer and not metal. Every piece of this spork is polymer except for, you can see these two clips right here, which this is what puts the retention to hold the two pieces together. Those are actually made of metal, which is nice to see because I think that's going to make it a little sturdier, a little more durable in the long run to keep that part from wearing out. So a few things in terms of the design that I actually really like. I love the handle on this thing. It's got a nice length to it, as you can see. It's really comfortable. It's really like a full-size utensil. I like the fact that this isn't just like a rod. It's actually got a little bit of a belly to it right there, so it fits more comfortably in your hand. And the fact that they have these lines cut into it as well seemed like they give you a little bit better grip on this thing. Another really nice design feature, something that was well thought out, is the fact you can see right there they added a drain hole at the base of the spork right there. So you're not going to have to worry about water or anything getting inside the case of this because it is hollow with that knife being inside there. Without it being able to drain. So very, very smart in terms of design right there. I also love the fact that they've got that knob on the end, which again I think gives a little bit more to kind of help it from slipping out of your hand. The business end of this thing is actually a pretty good size. It's large enough and deep enough to really be effective as a spoon, and the tines on the fork I think are just long enough for what most people are going to use, which is basic campfire meals, things like you know, dehydrated meals. Also, if you're making like potatoes, stuff with small chunks of meat, stuff like that, it's going to be really, really effective for that kind of stuff. Again, if you are eating something a little bit tougher, like a steak or something like that, the serrations on this knife are sharp enough to cut through meat. So that is good to see. Even something like that, you just cut it into smaller chunks, and then that spork is going to work just fine for you. Now I love the fact that even when you separate these utensils, they're still large enough for an adult to really use to sit and comfortably eat a meal. Some tools like this, they go too small, and then it's just a pain actually trying to eat with it. So I love the fact that they actually made this adult sized. In terms of the construction, this feels very, very durable. Now this polymer is meant to be heat and warp resistant, and it is very, you know, it's well constructed. It's sturdy, it's thick, it's strong without having too much weight. I wouldn't, you know, leave this sitting in a pot of boiling water or something like that, you know, or in your pan while you're cooking your food and, you know, tempt the fates on it. But I think it's going to hold up really, really well over the long term. The only thing I could really say about it is that it does have a little bit of wiggle in that place where it does connect. It's not exactly locked in 100% tight, not enough to where it's really going to rattle or anything. I can just kind of feel that. I'm sure you can't even hear that on the camera. But I mean, I guess, you know, compared to the alternative, they would have to make the retention much, much stronger, and it's already fairly strong. So at that point, I think it would be kind of counterintuitive because it would be harder to pull the knife out. So a really, really good design as far as construction. This thing is definitely made to be, you know, something that you're not going to have to replace. You're going to use this for years and years and years. Now, anytime a company starts throwing around the word tactical, especially when it comes to an eating utensil, I'm a little skeptical, like I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are. So can you really call this tactical? I would say yes. First off, I would say it has a very simple, practical, sturdy, self-contained design, which in terms of, you know, military items, that's what you're looking for. Something that's simple, practical, easy to pack, very, very strong, lightweight, that's going to get the job done. Next, if you do a little bit of research into mixed martial arts, pressure points, things like that, you'll find that the tip of this spork can actually be used very, very effectively in a hand-to-hand combat type situation. You can take that tip, and there's certain points like inside the arm, things like that, you can jab that into to get someone to release their grip. Also, just holding something like this inside your hand so you have something to grip onto. If you're going to punch somebody bare-fisted, it's going to help protect your hand a little bit more. So there really are some uses if, you know, all of a sudden you're eating your lunch and somebody jumped you from behind. You know, theoretically, you could use this to defend yourself. You've also got a very large, very sturdy spork right here, a scooping utensil. So without getting too graphic in this video here, in a situation, if you were fighting to defend your life, you could take that spork and you can jab that into somebody's eye, or for that matter, an animal, if you're being attacked by an animal, and it's going to cause a lot of pain if you don't, even if you don't take their eye out, and it's going to, you know, kind of help you to get away. So that could be used to defend yourself. And of course, you do have this knife right here, which again may not look like much, but you do have a blade that's a couple inches long right here, and you do have very sharp serrations. So this is gonna work in a pinch to stab if you need to defend yourself. So multiple uses here from a tactical self-defense type perspective. So it definitely meets the criteria. So I could definitely see this being useful for hikers, backpackers, just your everyday car campers, as well as people looking for an eating utensil to put in their bug out bag or get home bag, your emergency survival kit in your house. It's very practical for one person, gives you everything you need. It's very sturdy, it's very strong, so you know it's going to last for an extended period of time. You're not going to have to worry about it breaking. So that's always a big thing to consider, especially if this is going to be, you know, your primary eating tool for a long period of time. Again, I think this is a very sturdy, simple, yet effective design that's going to appeal to a lot of people. So if you're looking for a new eating utensil to go in your backpack, I encourage you to take a look at the K-Bar Tactical Spork. It definitely gets the HEO seal of approval. Alright folks, this concludes our review of the K-Bar Tactical Spork. Feel free to leave your comments and questions below, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.